Hello, everyone, and welcome. I'm Joshua William Gelb, and this is Theater in Quarantine. It's Thursday, February 25th, and it's 7 o'clock here in New York City, so thank you for tuning in and joining me for this edition of Closet Works, Volume 9, I think. Whew. This is our long-running series of short-form performance. And, it's been a little over 9 months now. Closer to 10 maybe, since I converted the closet here in my East Village apartment, measuring 4 feet wide by 8 feet tall and only 2 feet deep, into the white box digital performance laboratory that we call Theater in Quarantine. With co-creative director Katie Rose McLaughlin, we've been expanding our roster of collaborators and working with institutional supporters, La Mama, Culture Hub, Theater Me Too, the Invisible Dog Arts Center, New George's, and Cultural DC. Now, the performance tonight runs about 25 minutes, and afterwards, I'll be hanging around with tonight's collaborators, Grace McLean, Collin Kelly, Brian Bose, and, of course, Katie Rose McLaughlin, to discuss the process of making this evening of work, including all of the technologies we used. Now, we'd love to answer any questions you might have, so feel free to drop them right in the chat. Below, in the description, you'll find a link to our Fractured Atlas page where you can make a donation. Now, every single one of your donations goes directly to tonight's performers, and all of the artists who made the work possible. So send us money directly in the chat. So you can click the link in the description to make a tax-deductible donation of Fractured Atlas, or you can send us money directly, like a little digital tip, directly in the chat just by clicking the $sign. Now make sure to subscribe to the channel to keep up to date on all of our upcoming shows, including a new piece by Liza Birkenmeyer, a new adaptation of Gas Heart, the Dada classic, as well as a premiere by Julia Izumi. That's just happening in like the next 2 months. And if you happen to be in the DC area, make sure to check out a video exhibition of our work, which will be projected onto the windows of Cultural DC's Source Theater all through March. Now, one final reminder that what you're about to see tonight is live. Now, this is not a film or a pre-taped broadcast. This is happening right now in a closet in my apartment. So let's get started. I'm going to take a brief 1-minute break so I can get into places. Thank you again, and enjoy Closet Works, Volume 9.
Welcome to Club Lituation, a situation where all bodies are good bodies. You can't do it wrong. You can't fuck it up. Just dance. And you'll slay. Are you ready? Well, get ready. The technology of blackness. Am I a thirst trap or trapped in my own thirst? Call it a curse, but hey, it could be worse. Open your senses to my 360 dimensions. This body history, ooh, it's quite a story. 5'7" snack, multicultural gumbo. Still flinches whenever I see the popo. Oh no, officer, I have no license registration for my energy. Or are you just fixated on my ebony skin? Skin. And just when you thought I had to do this alone, please give your unconditional love to the technology of my ally. Ooh, you ain't ready for this one. Ow! Are you ready to turn the situation into a lituation? Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Can't do it wrong, you can't fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it. Fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it up, fuck it. Fuck it up, 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 fuck it up. That is the club experience of the future that's happening in the present in Berlin, where you can go in and not feel ashamed, embarrassed in any way. You can be your full self, sexual self, any kind of self. It's a safe space. It was community. It was some of the most beautiful people I had ever met. It was me kissing straight guys. It was all kinds of stuff. So it was just the experience of being able to be liberated. And so, yeah, I'm just really curious about how that could be applied, because I feel like that is the club experience of the future. Oh my goodness. I'm just, oh, what? Oh my goodness. Katie Rose, look at that. Oh my God. That is some club quarantine.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Yeah, these images are so amazing.
Thank you.
So anyway, this is kind of what I also was landing on, and being like, oh, I like this. I like the world where there's still this room of darkness,
Yeah.
And you're seeing what's lit.
Yes, 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 yes.
Hello and welcome to Club Lituation, where you can get your situation lit.
And do it.
Look at that butt. Yes, Josh.
Since Mercury's been in retrograde, technology is just weird.
Like, seriously.
Oh my gosh! Look at that. I love it.
Gosh, it's amazing.
Yep. And I like it that we can zoom.
Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
So cool!
A practice called non-stopping, which was sort of coined by this choreographer named Janine Durning. And the idea behind it is very simple. Yeah, so the practice of non-stopping is really just to go for a certain amount of time and to not stop, and to really go with like any kind of movement impulse. And I think it's good to start with like just movement, and then we can also explore like text, or oftentimes I've done writing non-stopping, where you just go for a certain amount of time, and it's kind of a way to like become present, to really like embrace anything that's going on, embracing everything in the room and everything that's going on in your mind, leaning into just allowing anything that is coming up and not being too discriminating in terms of like choices, if that makes sense.
Sure.
Okay. And it feels strange to be, you know, like not in the space with you and to be doing like virtually, so it feels a bit voyeuristic. That's something that's coming out for me. I'm like, wow, this feels very voyeuristic. But yeah, maybe we can that's a place I like to start. So
Nightmare. Worst. My. Was. It. But. Young. So. Was I. Snakes. Of afraid. I'm why? Probably it's snakes with filled was pool the pool, public in place. Took it. Dream. This. Remember, nightmare.
Hello, hi, how are you? Apex. The sky's wide for you and it, so let's talk about manifesting. We are all always manifesting. We're all always attracting to us what we most believe in. The energies that we put out, the thoughts that we has. So, they are our 4 major blocks to your manifesting power. The first one is the manic manifester. This is that ridiculous person who has all the self-help books next to their bed. They're repeating positive affirmation, they meditate, they're exercising, they daydream, they're yogaing, they're constantly looking at the vision board. They're telling all their friends what desire is, but they're doing it with an energy that's needy and frantic as all hell. And that energy is what attracts. The next blocks are the pushy manifester. The pushy manifestors is that impatient asshole who believes that if they're not overworking, that nothing will happen to them. The harder I push, the more I'll achieve. That is really a big block to our manifesting power. Then there's fearful manifester. Fear, it really truly is an epidemic. We're so constantly plagued by fears throughout the days. You know that person who behaves like a pathetic child all the time? Afraid to take any action or do anything at all because they think they might make a mess it all up? Yeah, that's the fearful manifester. And the final block is the judgmental manifester, and this is the person who's comparing themselves to others, who's very jealous, talking negatively about other people, and in some ways even talking negatively about themselves to themselves. It's quite sad, really, because they are too ignorant and self-loathing to see their own potential. We trying to recalculate and recombine and re-enable ourselves, because in the future is the ability to be. How have these different blocks held you back from stepping into the person you want to be and attracting what you want to be into your life? So I think you sign up for my year-long workshop, yeah? Coming to you tomorrow inside you. All you need to do is enter your credit card information below, and I'll be delivered right to your inbox inside your computer. I know what you're thinking. How the fuck did I manifest this advertisement on a day like today? Well, the answer is, the universe got your back, my friend, is.
I guess I have to try something else.
Second verse, same as the first.
That's it, and letting this be an experiment in I don't know if it needs to like be in sync with Grace's thing, if it can be our own thing, I don't know. But like, I love the idea of us literally making the connection between Grace's music and our video and like what we're doing, the capture methodology.
Oh, cool. Establishing loops at the beginning and then letting them play through and then adding things on top of them.
Yeah, and then letting things return and then like
Oh, great.
creating that puzzle in the same way Grace is creating that puzzle.
Okay, here we go. Yes, 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 yes.
That worked. I mean, it did what it's supposed to do. We're still building it, but yes, that was what it was supposed to do.
Yay, looks cool.
All right, everyone. Thank you so much. We have one more piece for you tonight, and I'm so thrilled to present Grace McLean premiering a new song. Grace, are you out there?
I'm right here.
Well, Grace, where are you coming from right now?
I'm coming from good old Sunnyside, Queens.
Wow, across the river. Well, so thrilled to have you, and really excited to share this piece. Are you ready? Shall we do it?
I'm nervous. Let's do it.
Okay, well, let's do it then. All right, here we go, everyone. And we're going to start now.
Mostly what I do is make mistakes. I want to be a guarantee, but every straight becomes a snake. Tying knots in my tongue, sliding into my lungs, suffocating the real until it fakes. Cause mostly what I do is make mistakes. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mostly what I do is fetishize my feelings, exploit my suffering and call it healing. If I show you my gritty, will you tell me I'm pretty? I want you to revel in my revealing, cause mostly what I do is fetishize my feelings. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Mostly what I do is try too hard. I believe that simply who I am is someone you will disregard. And so I muscle, and so I hustle. I sweat but don't let down my guard. Cause mostly what I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. Mostly what I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. I know what I know. What I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. Ooh, I love a bad decision. Ooh, I love it when it's hastily made. I wanna see the light at the end of my tunnel vision. I wanna make an avocado out of a grenade. I know what I know. What I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. I know what I know. What I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. I know what I know. What I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. I know what I know. What I do is make mistakes. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard. What I do is fetishize if what I do is try too hard.
Thank you all so much. Thank you for tuning in. This is Theater in Quarantine. I'm Joshua William Gelb, coming to you from a closet 4 feet wide by 8 feet tall, only 2 feet deep. You just saw the work of Brian Bose, featuring live Brian Bose. We'll talk about that in a moment. Also Collin Kelly, of course, Katie Rose McLaughlin, and Grace McLean. We're going to bring them all in just a moment, as soon as I figure out how to do it. And we'll answer any questions you might have, which, just feel free to throw them in the chat. Of course, we also accept tips in the chat. Just press the $sign. You can also donate at our Fractured Atlas page, which the link is in the description, and that is tax deductible. Sorry, I'm going to, have to pull up Zoom now. Let's see, what else? We have, do it again. We have a show coming up. Of course, we perform it every 3 weeks. We have moved to Thursdays, our original time when we started things back last April. We're now, I just hit the wrong button again. Why do I keep doing that today? Yeah, okay, I'm joining a meeting. We perform every 3 weeks. Our next piece is March 18th, which is... We're calling it our anniversary production because technically the Theater in Quarantine started on March 27th is sort of when we dedicated it. We were still just doing pre-recorded work back then. It wasn't for another month or so that we went live in April. But nonetheless, we are celebrating this anniversary. And we've got a brand new piece by Liza Birkenmeyer, incredible playwright. I think you're really going to enjoy it. That's March 18th. I am joining the room. Joining the room, and I am almost ready to present our amazing collaborators. Brian, where are you? All right, get in the Zoom room. Hold on. There we go. Great. I'm going to present the collaborators for tonight. Here they are. I'm going to double check that everyone's in there. Kitty Rose, can you say hello?
Hello, hello, hello.
Oh, sorry, hold on. I have to swap headphones. Kitty Rose, could you say hello?
Hello.
Great, we're working. I'll go into performance mode and make this less choppy. Great. And now then, I'm going to go get some water. Kitty Rose, would you mind rounding out the intros and starting us off?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, yes, yes.
I'll be right back.
Yay. Yay, Josh.
Yay, Josh. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
So much water. Hi, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Katie Rose McLaughlin. I'm the co-creative director of Theater in Quarantine. I was also the choreographer of those last two pieces. I would love to introduce all of these wonderful humans who are on the screen with me. Let's go in order. Brian, will you introduce yourself?
Hello, everyone. I'm Brian Bose, he, him. The creator of Club Quarantine and also Theater in Quarantine social media manager.
Yeah, and Brian also made all of those amazing behind the scenes videos, which you can always see on our social media. So I encourage you to check them out. Collin?
Hi, everybody. My name is Collin Kelly, he, him pronouns. I'm a Brooklyn-based choreographer and dancer performer. This has been very thrilling and exciting to get to make performance again. So very, very happy to be here.
So happy to have you. Grace.
Hi, I'm Grace McLean, she, her. Singer, writer, performer, wrote a song. So happy to be here. So happy to have a reason to feel nervous. And to have some live stuff to watch. It is incredible. Yeah. Oh my God, Josh.
So happy to have all of you.
Oh, thank you all so much. It's always like, I love Closet Works. We love just like bringing in a whole like collective of people and getting to see such different work. Boy. So again, any questions, feel free to put them in the chat. We'll get started chatting though in the meantime. Gosh, we've got 3 different pieces to talk about though. So where do we start, Katie Rose? I leave this to you.
I mean, I feel like we should start at the beginning. I mean, we could also go backwards, but I feel like we've established this. Let's start at the beginning thing. So why not keep going with it?
Sure.
Yeah, let's talk about Club Quarantine.
Wow,
I have to tell you all that I've been getting a lot of private text messages from people who are very excited about everything that happened in that piece, especially Josh's behind specifically. So.
Yes. Yes.
What did my
that was one of the goals. Oh man.
I feel like just when we thought that we had we had seen everything that Josh could do, here we are.
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Where to begin? Well, I just have to give it up to Katie Rose and Joshua for asking me to do a piece on top of doing their social media management. I've seen this company grow just in the time that I've been their social media manager. And so honestly, my heart palpitated and I was nervous because I really respect what you all do. So I wanted to, kind of show up in a really cool way. And it took a bit to think about what did I want to do. And then I thought, what about, since I haven't been going to the club since the pandemic has started, and I really missed that environment. And also I thought about the club environments that I've loved in the past, and Berlin came to mind, especially this club called Berghain, where literally once you go in, you can kind of do whatever you want. They call it the hardest club to get into in the world. And it's just a place where you can just be your full sexy self and do that in a place with others. And so I thought, why not do that in a virtual sphere? And fast forward, and here we are. Joshua took the elements that I brought in terms of pictures and kind of made a cool collage digital club. And this was your first time having a performer come on with a green screen. Am I mistaken?
Yeah. No, that is totally true. This is our first time with Closet Works having any live guests, and we have 2. So that was huge for us. So very exciting. Collin, would you talk a little bit about the inspiration behind your piece? I'm going to round robin this since, we're talking about where ideas come from.
Yeah, I love this. And Dito specifically asked about the choreographic process from everyone. So I feel like we're
beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I should start off saying I primarily make solo work on myself. So this was a departure from that, which was exciting and challenging in this way of figuring out how do I take my process and share it with someone else. So that's sort of where I started with these practices that I've been doing on my own in the studio, and explaining to Josh sort of where I start really from the beginning, and then being interested and sort of investigating what arrives out of that. So really being sensitive and aware toward the things that are really happening and present in the room. And I also have this really deep interest and fascination with new age culture and self-help culture, and how that is continuing to become a large part of, I don't know, the cultural zeitgeist, I guess. And so bringing in these elements of the sort of outside world into this performance space, because thinking about interruptions and how those can manifest in the work is really exciting to me. And being really honest with what happens. So trying to make sense of each moment and really going into that sort of honesty, as opposed to, I don't know, trying to make up a reason for why something should happen. And in that way, I think it's almost more about discovering what is really already there and trying to find more of that.
Grace. Now, many of you may know Grace's music. Of course, Grace and I go way, way, way back, which is amazing. So it's so great to get to work with you. It's been a while.
Yeah. Oh, boy. But, I mean, we're nowhere near the end, Josh.
I hope not.
No.
But talk a bit, because in many ways I've been using your name a lot lately, because it's become a shorthand for me to talk about video looping that we've been doing.
So cool. Yeah.
But of course, I have to give credit where credit is due, which is that I was really introduced to the concept through your work with audio looping. Yeah.
Cool.
So talk a bit about this piece.
Yeah. I mean, this was something that most of the writing that I've been doing during this time has been for like specific projects. And that's been really nice to have like a collaborator and somebody accountable to, and you gotta like, where there's a story you gotta tell. So that's to say I haven't really written much that's like just for me, but this is, and usually when I write things for me, it's like, there's like some knot that's got to get untangled. And this came out of feeling pretty bad. And just that first phrase of just like, yeah, mostly what I do is make mistakes. Like most of the time I'm walking around and I'm making a mistake. Whether that's true or not, like feels like that a lot of the time. So I was like, all right, well, let's just write about that. Let's just be real. And that, really what I'm grateful to you, Josh, because you I needed a good like collaborator to help me finish the piece. Like I needed to be held accountable to make something. I was talking about this with some writer friends this morning. And even like, I don't think it's done, but even just like getting beyond like that little bit, I had those first 3 verses and then I wrote that bridge and la 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 la, and I gave that to you. But I've since gone back to it and I've been like, oh, but what if I add this other thing? So I'm very grateful. It's so useful to have somebody to work with, even if that person just says like, what do you have? And I say, I have this unfinished thing, but I guess I'll finish it. I'll try to finish it for you. I'm trying to say I'm very grateful for that. And for an opportunity to share something that has nothing to do with anything except for my anxieties. And I hope that's useful.
That seemed like that was a present throughout. Save Club Quarantine. There are no anxieties in Club Quarantine.
Yeah.
None at all.
I didn't see any. I saw a lot of things, but I didn't see anxiety.
I guess I couldn't see it. I was just hoping I was in frame.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, well, actually, one thing, speaking of being in frame or not, one thing that I don't know if the audience quite realizes is basically all of the Theater in Quarantine shows are performed entirely blind. We don't know what's happening. So I don't have a monitor because we're trying to get as clean a stream to you as humanly possible, and the monitor takes up bandwidth. So we have no monitor. I have to trust that we have put the programming together correctly. Everyone has to trust me that I know what I'm doing. And we just go from there. So really at the end of the show, Grace and I were like, we did it, we think.
Yeah, because I can't see
you
Josh.
and told you otherwise.
They can't see me. We can hear each other, but that's about it. So everything else, Brian is, in a green screen across a country, and halfway, and we're just sort of again trusting that what we've done in dress rehearsal the other day all works, which is hilarious. Speaking of anxieties, but I mean, does anyone want to speak again to like Dito's larger question of choreographic process?
Oh man, there's so much to say. Well, I guess I'll say I created this class called the Slay Workshop. I created it back in 2016, and I called it a No Dance Experience Necessary class. And I say, bring your superstar self, bring your superhero self. Because I was sick and tired of hearing people say, oh, I can't dance, or I can't take a dance class, or last time I took a class, I made a fool of myself. Just all these excuses and lies, self-deprecating lies that get in the way of just the joy of dance. So I wanted to start from that place, because if we all have a body, and I believe that all bodies are good bodies, you have the power to dance. Our bodies are constantly moving in space. That is dance. So I started from that place. And when it came to Joshua, I was trying to, from what I've seen from his previous work, see what else he hasn't tried maybe. and try and get him to dance from that place that is his version of his sexy self or superhero self. And yeah, that's kind of where I went from. And also with the trail effect that he had on his body, I wanted to see how we could enhance that as well.
Yeah, I think actually that's funny to speak to different processes, because I guess the best thing about Closet Works, again, is that I get to experience everyone's individual processes. It's sort of like the best. Yeah, Brian, we started with the tech. We started really heavy with just like, first off, let loose, and then let's see what like tricks we can find. And then when we were like, we can make you a hologram, that was like kind of a mind-blowing moment. Versus Collin, which was like, we kind of veered away from the technology for a really long time. Do you want to speak to your relationship with the tech and how that kind of evolved?
Yeah, I think I'm really inspired by what y'all are doing with just bringing the sense of liveness into performance. And so I was more curious about how to give you some ideas to work with and then layer restrictions sort of on top of those ideas to create material to work with. And then the tech for me became more about how would I make sense of this closet? How would I make sense of, you know, a shifting frame, if it's horizontal or vertical, in the relationship to the work? So for me, the tech was more about how is it serving, you know, the ultimate, like this character, this person, this experience that they're having, how is the frame like in service to that, as opposed to figure that out.
I'll be right back.
Yes. Welcome to Theater in Quarantine. Josh gets a delivery.
Yep.
Is it tap
Katie
shoes?
Rose,
No, he already has his tap shoes. I'm sorry, what?
Katie Rose, you call that nowness, right?
Yes. Yes, here at Theater in Quarantine, it's all about the liveness and the nowness. I'm excited to know what Josh got delivered.
And while we wait, I just wanted to say, Grace, real quick, through this process, I've been able to get to know your music because I had never met you before or anything, and your music is beautiful. It is beautiful. Oh, I couldn't hear that.
Yeah. Wait, talk some more, Grace. Can't hear you anymore.
No.
Am I over?
Oh, wait, now we can hear you.
Oh, because I turned my.
What'd you get, Josh?
I got an old-fashioned delivered to me.
Yikes!
Oh.
How cute!
Awesome.
Yeah. Amor y amargo. So thank you. Who's responsible?
I love that place.
Yeah, I know. It's so good. Collin, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Oh,
yes.
Perfect timing.
Really good timing. I remember someone had an idea once. We were always talking about liveness, right? And someone was like, "Oh yeah, you should have someone deliver food and see if they'll bring it all the way into the closet."
That's amazing. I think you should absolutely do that.
Yes,
Yeah.
so, you know, next time.
Shout out to Raja, who I think is in the audience, because he had a pizza delivered during one of his performances at Dixon Place.
It might have been Raja. It might have been Raja's idea, frankly.
That's I love that.
It probably was.
Oh gosh, so I interrupted with my old fashioned, which I'm going to taste right now because it's cold and looks delicious.
Oh, you have to.
Yeah.
It's such a cute bottle, too.
Isn't it adorable? Is it gauche to drink just from the bottle or perfect? It's like flask shaped.
Yeah.
He goes.
Yeah.
He goes.
He goes.
He goes. Yes.
I'm getting all of you that T-shirt. Do gauche. It's so good. It's so good.
Mm.
Oh, yum.
Oh, Brian, Raja said that he went to Bearkind for 3 days. Was there for 3 days? Yeah.
See, I told you. Oh my God, Raja, let's go together when we can.
Yeah, I'm excited for the two. So all of you at home and also everyone here, Brian's in Minneapolis.
Mm-hmm.
So not in New York at all.
Yeah.
which is lovely. I'm from Minneapolis, so it feels like particularly lovely to have a little representation. But yeah, I'm excited for all of you to meet in person one day soon.
Yeah. So I'm hearing. I don't know if anyone else is in the chat could confirm that or deny this for me. I'm hearing that we've been having some audio issues. But I am noticing that we've had really funky streaming just during the talk back. So anyway, I hope people can hear me. I don't know if there's anyone out there in the chat who wants to confirm or deny that in 26 seconds. But
I was just playing it. It sounded fine. I happened to be playing it at the moment we lost Grace's audio for a short period of time.
Oh, that might have been
that did happen.
Okay. So we did lose Grace's audio. That's what it was.
But we got her back.
Great.
Yeah, that was my fault. I turned something down. I shouldn't have.
Okay. Well, hey, I can't complain. I do it all the time. But it's 7:56, so I'm wondering if we should maybe do one more question, one more round or something. So
yeah, and then you got some costume to get into.
There's a lot of costumes to lay out. Oh my goodness. We used to just do one costume and that was it. And now it's like every show has 4 different costumes.
Yeah.
We're gonna need to bring in a designer to like rig quick changes. That'll be great.
That's such a good idea.
We'll do them live, like
designer.
Yes.
It's really exciting, Josh, and it's kind of fun to be able to hear you backstage, like breathing. And being, no. Like that's a whole show in itself that we get to hear, and I really appreciate it. And it's like I got to live a little bit voyeuristically through you, be like, oh my God, he's like performing a whole show.
Yeah,
I'm jealous of you.
Oh yeah,
we don't get to do that.
No.
You have made this amazing thing for yourself. You're like, yeah, give me costumes and in-ears and garnets and oh my gosh, it's incredible.
Well,
Josh,
thank you for being part of it. Thank you all for being part of it. It's so exciting that we're getting sort of to the point where we can have guests come in and do it rather easily. It's really thrilling. I feel like the only issues at this point is bandwidth and memory, which is, that's bandwidth and memory for you. So
we gotta get someone to build us like a really big computer.
It's true. I mean,
that on the list.
Yeah, the sad answer is push to PC entirely, but it's a big commitment. It's nothing against PCs. It's just when you've been with the other team for this long, it's hard to jump over. But of course, that is generally the streaming machine of choice. Which is funky for theater makers and like a big problem in terms of QLab compatibility, which doesn't jump over to PC. Theater is bizarrely a very Mac-centric culture. I guess I did want to, do one round robin of, we sit, Katie Rose and I sit here every week and we get to go, we wish we could do that, but we can't do that because it doesn't make sense this time, but we'll hold on to it and do it later. Was there anything where you're just like, I wish I could do this in the closet? Yeah, Brian.
Well, I mean, I just have this idea, and I'm surprised I haven't talked to you two about it yet, but with the whole club quarantine thing, I think it would be so cool if like once a month or like every Saturday, you had people kind of log on to a Zoom, and if they had a white wall, they could be augmented into a closet, and you just have kind of an event where we can mingle, because I just miss mingling and human connection, and I think that would be really fucking dope.
Yeah.
Club quarantine.
I love it. Yeah, apparently we got a real bad lag, which is funky. We've never had this issue before. But here we are.
Do we think that is it maybe because my internet's bad and I'm hosting the Zoom?
No, I
Is that
don't
a
think
thing
so.
that could happen?
Because I'm hearing us fine on Zoom. Like you're not lagging for me.
Or I wonder if it's because we're still on Skype too. Grace and I. I wonder if
Possibly.
that's affecting it.
Yeah, I don't know. Not sure.
We're on like literally every platform.
Yeah, we are.
Be on Skype and Zoom and Sonobus.
But Collin and Grace, unless you have something desperate to convey, we probably should wrap up for the sake of this poor audience who's
Wait,
just
let
like,
them answer. Let them answer.
sure.
Don't call them desperate.
Our lips are moving and our voices are coming at like forever, different times,
Oh, well, I mean, if you ever want to try doing anything with the looper again, we did like the basics, we did like loop, loop, loop. But there are other things that we can do. We can go backwards. We can speed up. We can slow down. There are other things to play with that you look a little bit like, why?
No, I'm so excited.
I'm just saying, like, there are other sonic capabilities that I have